Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Sawyer Center, the site of tonight's game between the number 9 Crimson Storm of Southern Nazarene and the Bulldogs of Minnesota-Duluth. Hi, everyone. I'm Luke McConnell, voice of the Crimson Storm. Thanks for joining us. Should be a doozy of a game tonight. Minnesota-Duluth coming into tonight playing SNU for the very first time. They're the third team in the preseason Northern Sun Intercollegiate Conference standings, picked to win the North Division. And they have quite a load led by senior forward Brandon Meyer. Of course, the Crimson Storm coming into tonight's game after a 1-1 showing last week in the Small College Basketball Hall of Fame Classic up in St. Joseph's, Missouri. Just a tremendous showing for the Crimson Storm as they came out with a 96-74 win over Missouri Western and a tight 100-88 loss to the number 1 team in the country, Northwest Missouri State, in a game that was worthy of Division I acclaim, much less any Division II acclaim. Should be a fantastic matchup tonight. Crimson Storm, of course, led by seniors Jonathan Dunn and Micah Spate. Both of them with tremendous showings last week, averaging well over 20 points. Jonathan Dunn averaging 31 points over the 2 games last weekend. Micah Spate 23 points over those 2 games last weekend. So it should be a strong matchup, a lot of star power on the court here tonight. And we are excited to bring it to you here on the SNU Video Network, as we will do all season long, home and away. Those away games can be heard on Crossover Radio Sports. Just go to your app store and download the Crossover Radio Sports app. You can hear myself on all SNU home and road games this season as we follow the Crimson Storm back to, hopefully, the Great American Conference Championships and, hopefully, for both teams, the NCAA Tournament. We are just about set to go here for this game. First, the starting lineups for the Minnesota-Duluth Bulldogs. First up, number 1, Logan Rorscheib. Number 2, Trevin Entwistle. Number 10, Brandon Meyer. Number 22, Drew Blair. And number 24, Alex Illikainen, who is a transfer from Wisconsin. For the Crimson Storm, Micah Spate handling the point guard duties. Manny Dixon will join him in the starting lineup along with Morris Wilson, Jonathan Dunn, and Ashton Charles, rounding out the starting lineup for the Crimson Storm. Crimson Storm will be without Cam Patterson tonight, suffering an injury earlier this week. Also will be without Nick Davis. And biggest blow for the Crimson Storm, injury-wise, they will be without backup point guard Tyler Williams, transferred from Arkansas Fort Smith for the foreseeable future, as he had surgery earlier this week for a Jones fracture. Hopefully he'll be able to recover quickly and be able to be a contributor come conference play in January. Crimson Storm coming out to the new intro with the full spotlight treatment. Again, should be a terrific matchup here. The biggest concern for the Crimson Storm will be the boards. Minnesota-Duluth is a big team, a lot of 6'8", 6'7" players in that lineup, and SNU was exposed a little bit on the glass last week by Northwest Missouri State, as a lineup that boasts a lot of 6'7" wings and 6'7" forwards were able to pummel SNU on the offensive glass, and that allowed the Bearcats to come away with the win last week. But it should be a fantastic matchup here for the Crimson Storm and the Duluth Bulldogs. We're just about set here at the Sawyer Center. Great crowd on hand. It's homecoming weekend here in Bethany, and we've got a packed arena on the lower bowl and fans lining the top, refreshments and everything going on. All the homecoming festivities. It should be an exciting atmosphere here for this home opener for the Crimson Storm. Again, I'm Luke McConnell. Thanks for joining us here on the SNU Video Network. I'll have the coverage for you all season long of SNU basketball and look forward to an exciting season for the Storm. Just about set to go. Ashton Charles and Brandon Meyer will jump center. Brandon Meyer, the preseason player of the year in the Northern Sun Intercollegiate Conference. 21.6 points per game, 10.5 rebounds per game coming in from last season. Jonathan Dunn controlling up top. Now Ashton Charles over to Micah Spate. A quick whistle, and Dunn stepped on the sideline there. A quick turnover for the Crimson Storm. Trevor Entwistle will bring it up for the Duluth Bulldogs. Rorschach. Now Illikainen. Entwistle hounded by Spate. Now Rorschach is guarded by Dunn. Manny Dixon guarding the assignment of Brandon Meyer. Drew Blair behind, gets Morris Wilson in the air, and he will go to the line for two. First foul on Morris Wilson will be 2 shots as Blair had a toe on the line there. Drew Blair, redshirt freshman guard from Stevens Point, Wisconsin. Go to the line for 2. And the lefty knocks down the first one, no problem. Morris Wilson got a slow start to the year last year as a freshman, dealing with a wrist injury on the first day of practice, but was able to make an impact down the stretch for the Crimson Storm. Manny Dixon here. Now Dunn up top, guarded by Blair. Ashton Charles now with it. Spate off the screen, and an offensive foul on Ashton Charles as he did not give Entwistle room to pivot there. So 2 quick fouls on the Crimson Storm, less than a minute in. First foul on Ashton Charles. Charles is going to have to be a big presence for the Crimson Storm. He was just 5 of 18 last week from the field. He averaged 4.5 rebounds and 6.5 points. Illikainen gets it down to Meyer. Meyer guarded by Wilson. Faces up, puts up the 10-footer, and it's good. 4-0 Bulldogs early. Dunn. Working on Blair. Turnaround three-pointer is perfect. Jonathan Dunn, 10 of 15 from three-point range last weekend in St. Joseph. And he draws first blood against the Bulldogs with that three-pointer. Rorschach in the corner. Dumps it down low to Illikainen. Goes across the lane. Good defense by Charles. Nobody went for the rebound, though. Kick back out top. Blair for 3. It's off the back iron, no good. Battle for the rebound. And a foul coming up on the Bulldogs. Let's see who they get here. It's going to be on Meyer, his first. First team foul. Justin Wick in his second season here in Duluth. 17-10 last year, 14-8 in the Northern Sun Conference. They do return for their top 6 scores. Ashton Charles, straightaway three-pointer. It's off the rim, no good. Morris Wilson gets the offensive rebound and puts it back in. And the Crimson Storm lead 5-4. And a near steal there for Manny Dixon. Rorschach has it in the corner. Blair pulls the trigger on another 3. This one rattles in. Jonathan Dunn holding in front of the Duluth bench. Spate goes baseline. Manny Dixon cut in, and Spate thought he was staying in the corner. And that one goes out of bounds. Third turnover of the game for SNU already. As Duluth leads this one early, 7-5. Blair, guarded by Wilson. Illikainen trying to get position on Charles. Blair gets free on the baseline and puts it in for 2. Drew Blair's been efficient and effective early. He's got 7 of the 9 points for the Bulldogs. Manny Dixon with it. Goes all the way to the basket. Finger roll is good. Manny Dixon found some space off the screen. And he got all the way to the basket without any trouble. Crimson Storm trailing 9-7 here in the early going. Blair fires up another 3. It's off the mark, no good. And Micah Spate quickly back the other way. Hiding behind the Mo Wilson pick. Good crossover. He'll pull the trigger for 3. In and out, no good. Illikainen tips the rebound over to Meyer. Illikainen on the baseline, guarded by Ashton Charles. Working on Charles, steps in. Spate stripped it away. And a travel going to be called on Alex Illikainen. Duluth coach Justin Wick wondering why it was not deflected. Officials not having any of it. And that'll take us to our first timeout. 15:55 to go in the first half. SNU trailing 9-7 to the Duluth Bulldogs. We'll be back with more right after this. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. SNU trailing this one early 9-7 against Minnesota-Duluth. Both teams 3 field goals. Difference being 2 free throws from Drew Blair. Justin Wick still getting an explanation on that travel call at the end of that one. Mike Bauer into the game for the first time for the Crimson Storm. Freshman from Rotterdam, Netherlands. Dunn goes behind the pick, hits him on the roll, tipped out of his hands by Meyer, and it will stay here with 10 on the shot clock. Good look there from Jonathan Dunn. Nice defensive play from Brandon Meyer. Also had 37 blocks and 34 steals last year. He is a jack of all trades for the Bulldogs. Dunn off the inbounds pass, 15-foot jumpers off the back iron, no good. Morris Wilson battling Meyer for the rebound, tips it around. Illikainen finally tracks it down to Blair. It whistle bringing it up with a 2-point lead over the Crimson Storm, and pass deflected wide by Micah Spate. And the Bulldogs will inbound on the sideline with 23 on the shot clock. Illikainen now on the left wing. Gets it down to Meyer. Blair pumps, drives in. Blocked by Mo Wilson. Jonathan Dunn comes away with it. Up ahead for Spate, deflected by Meyer. Dunn leaves. Spate left it for Wilson, but called for the double dribble. A little bit haphazard start for the Crimson Storm. It's already their 4th turnover here in the first 5 minutes of the game. And an offensive foul called underneath. Got Logan Rorscheib with the clear out. Justin Wick already staring daggers at one of the officials across the way. And Duluth 17-10, 14-8 in the conference last season as Spate working the crossover dribble. That's deflected. They said it went off of Spate out of bounds. Wilson let it go. It looked like it was knocked out of Spate's hands, but the official disagreed. Another turnover for the Crimson Storm, already 5 here in the early going. Jack Middleton into the game for the first time for Rorschach. Illikainen goes on Bauer and gets the reverse layup to go, and the foul coming up on Mike Bauer. So one free throw upcoming for Illikainen. SNU 3 of 6 from the field so far, but again, those 5 turnovers. A little bit of a bugaboo thus far for the Crimson Storm. Illikainen to the foul line to complete the three-point play, and he does, and it's 12-7 Bulldogs here in the early going. Jonathan Dunn behind the screen of Wilson. Kick in the corner. Micah Spade open for 3. Yes, sir! Micah Spade went 12 of 21 from three-point range, including 28 points in that Saturday loss to Northwest Missouri State. Illikainen working on Bauer. Good help from Manny Dixon. Meyer bangs into Bauer. Nice shot off the glass is good. SNU lost 6 seniors. Dunn is off to the right with that three-pointer. Lost 6 seniors off of last year's Great American Conference Championship team, including the 6'11 Noah Starkey. It's a big loss in the middle, but SNU certainly able to play a little bit faster now. Ball stripped away from Middleton by Wilson. Josiah Johnson and Brady Mulkey into the game for the first time. Josiah Johnson, the true freshman from Big Sandy, Texas, 6'2", 185. And Brady Mulkey, who actually participated in Senior Day festivities last year, decided to come back for more, and he comes up with the steal there. Spate working on Entwistle. Crosses him over, checked, and he'll give it up to Jonathan Dunn. A blocking foul coming on Drew Blair. Jonathan Dunn was attempting to drive past him. First foul on Blair, 3rd team foul, and SNU will inbound on the sideline. 13:06 to go first half. Crimson Storm trailing 14-10. Spate gives it up. Josiah Johnson all the way to the basket. Too hard off the glass. Mulkey that missed tip no good. And Entwistle has it. Johnson a little bit too hard off the glass there. Illikainen, hook shot over Mulkey off the glass and good. Makes it 16-10 Bulldogs. Dunn crosses over on Blair. Now Johnson in the corner. Mulkey up top, gives it to Spate. He'll try a deep straightaway 3. It's good! Micah Spate, his second three-pointer of the first half, cuts the lead to 3 for the Bulldogs. With 12:20 to go here in the first half, it's now 16-13. Minnesota-Duluth in front. Entwistle behind a couple picks, looking for Illikainen. Dunn looked like he got a piece of that down low, but Illikainen able to power that through. And Illikainen, a transfer from Wisconsin. Left the team early in the season last year and transferred, and Dunn all the way to the basket, leaves it in, and the foul. Foul coming up on Brandon Meyer, and that's going to be number 2 on Brandon Meyer. So a big early development here for the Bulldogs as the preseason Northern Sun Conference Player of the Year with 2 fouls early. SNU still trailing 18-15, going to the line for more when we come back right after this here on the SNU Video Network. Welcome back. 11:56 to go first half. SNU trailing 18-15 against Minnesota-Duluth. But Brandon Meyer just picked up his second foul of the first half, and he will sit for the Bulldogs. Charles Goris into the game, along with Yalam Olsjai, transfer from Western Carolina University. Hunter Plowman also in, so full substitutions for the Bulldogs here. An opportunity for SNU to take advantage. Spayton Dunn still out there with Mulkey, Bauer, and Josiah Johnson. Ashton Charles coming to the scorer's table to check in. Wild pass is corralled by Plowman. Plowman working behind a pick from Olsjai. Misses the jump shot, and Johnson has the miss. SNU trailing by 2, 18-16. Led briefly at 5-4, but otherwise have trailed the entire game. Spate again straight away for three. He got another one. Micah Spate 3 for 4 from three-point range early. And the Crimson Storm have the lead once again at 19-18. Blair working on Johnson. Probing inside. Cut off. Kicks it out to middle. Goris. Goris drives in on Bauer. Missed the shot. But a foul on the floor coming on Mike Bauer. Be the second foul on Mike Bauer. Ashton Charles will check in for him. Mo Wilson in for Brady Mulkey. The starting lineup out there minus Manny Dixon. Josiah Johnson out there as well right now. Hunter Plowman inbounding on the baseline, gets it into Olsjai. Blair coming off the screen. It's cut off nicely. Fade away, air ball, but Goris is there for the putback. Back and forth we go on the teeter-totter as Duluth retakes the lead. Johnson goes behind the Mo Wilson pick. Mo Wilson, straightaway three-pointer. Off the glass and good. And he and Micah Spate share a laugh at that one. Counts for three either way, and SNU has a 2-point lead, 22-20. Just about halfway through the first half, and what's been a great back-and-forth matchup between two good teams. Ball is stripped away from Middleton, but a foul going to go on Josiah Johnson. That's a 15th foul, first on Johnson. And Duluth will inbound on the baseline. Johnson will take a seat. Manny Dixon back in as the starting lineup now intact once more for the Crimson Storm. And an offensive foul coming here on Charles Goris on the moving screen. 15th foul, first on Goris. Fourth turnover for the Bulldogs. Jonathan Dunn guarded by Blair. Tries to take him baseline, spins, fades away, and an offensive foul coming up on Jonathan Dunn. Didn't look like he used any body part to create separation besides stopping along the baseline, but either way, official with the offensive foul. First on Dunn, 16th foul in the Crimson Storm. Free throws the rest of the half for the Bulldogs. Plowman thought about a three, instead lobs the floater in the lane. That is true. We're knotted up at 22 apiece. Manny Dixon through traffic, able to get the high floater to go in. Good strong move from Manny Dixon, the transfer from St. Peter's. 5.8 points and 2.5 rebounds a season ago. Nearly came up with a steal there on Blair. Blair finds himself free for three. Off the mark, no good. Ashton Charles, the strong rebound inside. SNU quickly the other way with Spate. Spate, the crossover dribble, pulls up for three. Oh, off the mark, no good. Student section was ready to blow up with that one. Goris quickly up ahead. Blair goes behind the screen from Olsjai. Now finds Goris baseline. Ooh, nearly stolen. Plowman finds himself open for three. Airmails it. Goris tips the rebound to Blair. Back up top. Middleton knocks down the three-pointer. And Duluth retakes the lead 25-24. Some high-quality basketball here in the early going. Both teams shooting over 55%. Backdoor lob for Dunn. Too low, and Middleton knocks that one away. Back the other way we go. Middleton, long two on the way. Very short. And Mo Wilson has the rebound for the Storm. Wilson all the way to the basket. Left-hand layup is good. Good strong take from Mo Wilson. And a timeout coming for Duluth here with 8:12 to go here in the first half. We'll take timeout too. 26-25 SNU leading Minnesota-Duluth. We'll be right back after this on the SNU Video Network. Welcome back. SNU leading by 1 over Minnesota-Duluth. 8:12 to go first half. 26-25 our score. Substitutions back in for Minnesota-Duluth is Alex Illikainen. Brady Mulkey back in for the Crimson Storm as Micah Spate takes his first seat. Ashton Charles also taking a break. Quentin Coleman into the game for the first time as well. Illikainen backing down on Mulkey. Nice spin move, and he finishes with the left hand. Adam Bohach wanting a hook there on Illikainen. We've got a hold coming up. I believe this is going to be on Mason Steffen, who's into the game for the first time. Trevor Entwistle back in. Hunter Plowman will take a seat. SNU trailing by 1, 27-26. Unable to take advantage so far of the 2 fouls on Brandon Meyer. He's been sidelined for quite some time now. Manny Dixon. And another hold coming up on Mason Steffen. That's number 2, and that's going to send Jonathan Dunn to the line for a 1-and-1 opportunity. Dunn just trying to get free, and one-and-one opportunity for Dunn. And he hit the first. One more upcoming for the senior from San Antonio, Texas. 6 points so far for Dunn. And make it 7. SNU retakes the lead, 28-27. Back and forth we go. Entwistle, guarded by Coleman. Now on the baseline to Illikainen. Faces up on Mulkey. Now the back down. Quentin Coleman tries for the steal. No, successful. Entwistle drives in. Leaves it out Illikainen. He'll try a long 2. It's a 3, actually. It's an air ball. 6 on the shot clock. Entwistle kick in the corner. Steffen, don't think he's aware. Entwistle is. He fires it at the shot clock buzzer. In and out, no good. Illikainen, wild shot, no good. Middleton, the offensive rebound. Inside for Goris, and a foul coming up. SNU getting beat badly on the boards there. And 2 shots at the foul line coming for Charles Goris. Couple offensive rebounds there. Duluth up to 6 offensive rebounds. Brady Mulkey has his first foul, 7th team foul. Gorris missed the first free throw. Brandon Meyer coming in for Gorris if he's able to make this one. Mike Bauer in for Mulkey here. Gorris hits the free throw, and Meyer back in. Micah Spate will take Quentin Coleman's place for the Crimson Storm. So it's Spate, Dunn, Dixon, Wilson, and Bauer out there. Wilson all the way down the lane, and he scores with the left hand. Nice job by Mo Wilson. Wilson up to 9 points here in the early going. Entwistle. Nice backdoor lob for Meyer, who collects, missed the layup. Bauer tips the rebound to himself. Bullet dodge there for the Crimson Storm. And Dunn quickly back the other way. Probing. Crosses over on Middleton. Fade away down the baseline is pure. Jonathan Dunn making things happen. That's 10 points for Dunn. And the Crimson Storm lead is 4, 32-28. Entwistle. Now Rorschai back in the game. Illikainen now guarded by Bauer. Bauer with 2 fouls. Middleton, he'll try a 3. He knocks it down, and the lead is 1 once again. Middleton, the freshman from Edina, Minnesota. Spate controlling up top for the Crimson Storm, guarded by Entwistle. Crossing, gets inside. Manny Dixon is there, and it's knocked out of bounds by Entwistle. Looked like it might have gone off Manny Dixon's leg. Duluth bench certainly thought so. The baseline official said it did not. Drew Blair back in. Middleton will take a seat. Dunn gets it on the baseline, kicks it back out to Wilson. Dixon nearly cut too early, but gathers it in. 5 on the shot clock. Dixon tries the long 2. It's off the back iron, no good, and Brandon Meyer the rebound. Crimson Storm leading by 1, 5:25 to go first half, and it's been a great back and forth matchup. Nobody's led by more than 6. Meyer knocks down the 3-pointer. And Duluth retakes the lead, 34-32. Meyer, a 40% three-point shooter a season ago. 39 of 98. Doesn't take too many of them, but does enough. Spade all the way to the basket, tried to put Illikainen on a poster. Illikainen commits the foul. Few Duluth faithful in the building didn't think so, and Micah Spate nearly set this building on fire with that attempt. But he's back at the line for 2 free throws and gets the first one to roll around and in. One more upcoming for the senior from here in Oklahoma City. Putnam City North High School product. One of several local products here on this SNU roster. Second one also short, but rattles it in, and we're tied at 34. Illikainen up top, gets it down low to Meyer, and he traveled. Nice defense by Mo Wilson there, forcing the travel on Brandon Meyer, and Jonathan Dunn will finally get a quick breather here with the under 4 timeout upcoming. Tied at 34, Josiah Johnson into the game for Jonathan Dunn here. Been a great matchup between these two teams thus far. Spate all the way in, lost the ball, and Rorschai has it. Meyer quickly the other way. Bauer on Illikainen. Meyer goes in. Nice collection stop and finds an unadulterated lane for the 2. Again, Duluth back on top by 2, 36-34. Dixon up top, guarded by Rorschai. Spate comes and collects. Now Dixon working behind the Bauer pick, and a hand check called on Rorscheib. That'll take us to a timeout on the court. 3:56 to go in the first half. 36-34, Duluth leading a terrific early season matchup between conference powers. We will be right back with the conclusion of the first half after this. Welcome back. Manny Dixon going to the line for a 1-and-1 opportunity. That last foul, number 2 on Logan Rorscheib. 9th team foul on Duluth. 2 free throws the rest of the way for the Crimson Storm. Dixon is true on the first free throw. 1 of 2 from the foul line last weekend up in St. Joseph. Averaged 8 points per game and 3.5 rebounds per game. Also a team high 4 steals over the 2 games. Second one is also good for Dixon, and SNU knots the score back up at 36. Illikainen at the elbow extended. Now Entwistle, driving kick. Blair for a 3 in the corner. It's short. Mo Wilson flies in for the rebound. Micah Spate controlling for the Crimson Storm. Jonathan Dunn back into the game for SNU. Dixon trying to get Dunn free. Nice backdoor feed. Illikainen with the foul and Dunn with the finish. What a nice pass there from Mike Bauer. And Jonathan Dunn back to the foul line to complete a 3-point play opportunity. Second foul on Illikainen. And Olszaj in for Duluth. Dunn finishes off the 3-point play. And SNU with a 3-point lead, 39-36. Dunn now with 13 points. Dixon called for the foul, trying to get over the Olszaj screen, and that will send Brandon Meyer to the foul line for 2 free throws. Meyer, an 80% free throw shooter a season ago. Meyer 9 points, 2 rebounds thus far. He's in and out on that free throw, and Dunn has the miss. Wilson, the elbow extended. Now gets it to Spade off the screen. Now finds Wilson open on the right wing. Missed the 3. Dunn tips the rebound around. Wilson controls. Bauer inside. Off the glass and in. And SNU has its largest lead of the first half, 41-36. 2.5 minutes to go. Entwistle, corner. It's Middleton. Blair. Thought about a deep 3. Instead, trying to go by the Olszaj screen. Meyer will pull the trigger from 3, top of the key, in and out, no good. Rebound tipped around, foul coming up. They're going to get Yalam Olszaj with that one. And that will send Mike Bauer to the line. 2 free throws now. First on Olszej, 10th team foul. Bauer saw a little bit of action last week. He's a little bit off with the first free throw. One more coming for the freshman from Rotterdam, Netherlands. 6'7", 225. And he hits that one. And he'll check out. Ashton Charles checking back in. Good 10 minutes for Mike Bauer on the court for the Crimson Storm. A little bit of weave action, and Olszej moving screen there. And quickly, another turnover here for Duluth. That's number 6. SNU with 8 turnovers in the first half. 2:10 to go, SNU leading by 6. It's their biggest lead of the half, an opportunity for more. Wilson working on Meyer, trying to draw that third foul, puts it up over Meyer. It's long off the back iron, and Meyer has the rebound. Middleton quickly up the court, guarded by Charles. Blair wide open for 3. Good closeout there from Dixon, and Blair left it short. Spate with 1:40 to go. Wilson top of the key, penetrating, and a blocking foul coming on Trevor Entwistle. That'll send Mo Wilson to the line for 2 free throws. Wilson was 3 of 4 from the line last week, and St. Joseph only had 4 free throw attempts last season, hit 2 of them. First one's up and good. One more coming from Mo Wilson as SNU has slowly built this lead out. It's a 10-2 run over the last 3.5 minutes. And he knocks down both. Crimson Storm lead by 8, 44-36. A minute and a half to go before halftime. Middleton readjusts, puts up the 3. It's off, no good. Dunn clears for SNU. Quickly back the other way. Spate, Ashton Charles, corner 3. Blocked by Entwistle, flying in. Charles did not even see him. Entwistle top of the key. Now right wing to Meyer. Charles, good presence there. Manny Dixon. Good defensive coverage. Now Olszej gets it back out to Entwistle. He drives all the way to the basket. Corner, Middleton open for 3. That's long. And Micah Spate has the miss. Quickly up ahead. He's got Dunn up ahead for the lob. Oh, just off his hands. No good. Back the other way comes Blair. He puts it in. Blocked by Manny Dixon, but a lot of body contact before that's going to draw the foul and send Drew Blair to the line for 2 free throws. Dunn had the angle. Spate had the look. It's a little bit too close to the rim on that lob attempt from the 2 seniors as they discuss the schematics of that outlet pass. Blair is true on the first free throw. Josiah Johnson checking in for Dixon. Mike Bauer in for Ashton Charles. One more coming for Blair. And he knocks it down. Blair 4 for 4 from the line. He's 2 for 9 from the field, though, and just 1 of 6 from 3-point range. Redshirt freshman not afraid to pull the trigger. Dunn behind the Bauer pick. Tried to hit the roll. Mo Wilson in the corner. Goes in. Blocked from behind, but Wilson gets it back. Spade, a deep 3. Yes! Micah Spate from the S of Crimson Storm pushes the SNU lead to 9, 47-38. A 30-second timeout here, so we'll keep it here as Meyer and Illikainen set to check back in on the other side. 23.3 seconds to go before halftime. As SNU 10-2 run for the Storm over the last 4 minutes. has pushed this lead back to 9. Duluth has led for plenty of this first half, led by as many as 6 in the early going. Their last lead back at 36-35 before SNU is rattled off this 12-2 run. Snip whistle will walk this one up the court for Duluth. So we tick down the seconds here in an eventful first half here at a lively Sawyer Center. Looking for Middleton in the corner. Now Blair guarded by Johnson. Tries to penetrate. Josiah Johnson equal to the task. Blair with a nice finger roll around Johnson. And that's how the first half is going to end. Nice individual play there from Drew Blair. And that is going to do it for the first half. Crimson Storm trailed at times in the first half, but able to battle back and goes into the locker room with a 47-40 lead here at halftime at the Sawyer Center. We'll take time out. When we come back, we'll wrap up the first half with stats and analysis, get you ready for the second 20 minutes of action. This is SNU basketball. Welcome back to halftime here at the Sawyer Center. SNU leading this one 47-40. Due to the condensed nature of this evening's festivities, we didn't get to some good pregame audio from head coach Adam Bohach, and we'll go ahead and get to that right now and let you hear his thoughts on the upcoming season and tonight's matchup with Minnesota-Duluth. This is SNU basketball here on the SNU Video Network. We're joined now by SNU head coach Adam Bohach talking about tonight's game against Minnesota-Duluth and this weekend's game against Northern State. And Coach, does the excitement for a new season ever lessen for you?
I don't think so. Judging by the butterflies flying around in the stomach, it feels a lot like it does every other year.
How was the off season this year for you guys, and what were some of the things that you guys really emphasized to your team?
Sure, I think we had a good off-season, Luke, reflecting back to last spring, late last spring, following our season. You know, when you can begin working with your team again, I think guys were sincere and genuine about trying to improve their individual goals, trying to improve their individual games and their bodies in the weight room, and that carried over to the summer. I think we had a good summer. A handful of guys were able to stick around here and take some class and continue to work in the weight room and work on their games. And that momentum has carried itself into the fall and these early practices where we just continued to kind of gain a little bit of traction, and with so many new faces, maybe a little bit more familiarity. And, I think it's got us prepared to hopefully get off to a good start.
You've had historic seasons the past 2 years. Is it harder to climb up the mountain to that success, or harder to stay there once you achieve it?
Yeah, we don't really talk about it or think about it, I guess, in those terms. Just continuing to try to grow, individually in all the different areas, and then adding that up collectively, that our team and our program would keep growing, and whatever that looks like at the end when you add up the wins and the losses, is kind of what it is. But we feel good about our group. We feel good about the direction that our program's heading. And are just committed to day trying to get a little bit better each day.
What did you learn about your team this past weekend in St. Joseph in those 2 games you guys took on?
Yeah, we learned a bunch. A couple things that maybe we can be good at and we want to be identities of this year's team, and then also some blemishes revealed themselves, and that's why you go play the really good teams. And you don't want to start the season on the road, but we did, and it allowed us to be exposed in certain areas, and definitely revealed some areas that we need to address and need to be sincere about trying to improve in.
Then 2 tough opponents here this weekend. What can we expect from Northern State and Minnesota-Duluth?
Yeah, we've spent the most time on Duluth simply because they're our first opponent. Also, Northern State has a new staff coming over from the University of Ohio, and so we're not as familiar with them. And so we're a little bit more familiar with Northern State's personnel, having played them and been in the regional with them the last couple of years and seen them firsthand. Duluth, we're a little bit more familiar with their staff and less familiar with their personnel. But we've had a chance to see Duluth play, and extremely well coached, have an excellent player. I believe he's the preseason player of the year in the Northern Sun, and number 10, Brandon Meyer. And he's a handful. He can get a basket a lot of different ways at 6'8", and chases it on the glass, and really skilled and plays hard. And then they have a tremendous offensive scheme, Luke. Their coach is very good offensive mind, and they have a rhyme and a reason to what they're doing offensively, and that jumps off the screen at you as you watch the film. And so it'll be a really stiff test for us defensively, especially coming off a weekend when we're not satisfied with how we guarded and how we competed on that end, and also on the backboards to now face another really good offensive team. We'll be able to kind of see if we've improved at all this week.
Coach, thanks for your time, and best of luck this weekend.
Awesome. Thank you, Luke.
Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. SNU leading Minnesota-Duluth 47-40 after the first 20 minutes of action. 3 players in double figures for the Crimson Storm, led by Micah Spate, 14 points. He's 4 of 6 from three-point range. All of his field goal attempts coming from three-point range, as a matter of fact. 3 rebounds and an assist for the senior as well. Jonathan Dunn, 13 points, 1 of 2 from three-point range, 4 of 4 from the foul line. Mo Wilson, 11 points, 4 of 8 from the field, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block. All of those lead the team. Drew Blair, 11 points for Minnesota-Duluth. Alex Illikainen, 9 points. Brandon Meyer also with 9 points. Jack Middleton, 6 points off the bench for the Bulldogs. SNU even in the rebounding battle at 15 apiece. 6 offensive rebounds for Duluth, 4 for SNU. Points off turnovers, 13 for Duluth off of 8 SNU turnovers. 0 points off 6 Minnesota-Duluth turnovers for the Crimson Storm. Duluth with a slight edge in the paint at 18-14. And in bench points at 11-3. SNU 8 assists on 15 made baskets for the Crimson Storm. And 11 of 12 from the foul line. A good thing for SNU right now. Also 6 of 12 from three-point range. Minnesota-Duluth just 4 of 16 from three-point range. They were 9th in the conference last year, 37.6% from three-point range. SNU just 35.6% from three-point range a year ago. They are 50% through the first 2 games, and now through first 2 games and a half after that 6 of 12 performance in the first half. Just a few seconds to go before the start of the second half. Minnesota-Duluth led by as many as 6 in the first half. Their last lead came at the 3:57 mark of the first half at 36-35. And SNU closing on a 12-4 run to take the 7-point lead into the locker room. SNU's biggest lead, 47-38, right before Drew Blair was able to hit a layup as the first half came to a close. Duluth with the basketball to start the second half. Starters back on the court for both teams. And we are set for action as soon as the official untangles his whistle. And we're good to go. Duluth with the basketball first. A couple Duluth players with 2 fouls. Manny Dixon with 2 fouls for the Crimson Storm. The only one in foul trouble right now is Meyer seals off Jonathan Dunn and puts it in for 2. Meyer goes into double figures with 11. Meyer, Rorscheib, and Illikainen all with 2 fouls for Duluth. Backdoor lob for Dunn is well off the mark, but comes right back out to Spate. Dunn instead will try a 3-pointer and hit it. But the officials stop play for a shot clock reset. As the shot clock accidentally reset on the ill lob attempt. Charles with a nice screen. Spate gets inside. Charles gets it back and slams it home. First field goal of the game for Ashton Charles. And SNU pushes the lead back to 7. Nice little give and go action between Spate and Charles there. Blair hesitates, tries to go by Dixon. Rorscheib tries a 3. It's off the back iron, no good. Rebound tipped out by Meyer to Blair. Whistle finds Illikainen on the right block. Hook shot over Charles is no good, and Dunn clears for SNU. Crimson Storm quickly back the other way. Micah Spate drifts into the corner. Finds Ashton Charles, open for 3. Off the back iron, no good. Mo Wilson, the offensive rebound. Dunn drives baseline, soars, reverse layup. Off the glass and good! I don't know how he got that to spin home. Tons of English on that one. And Jonathan Dunn puts the lead back to 9. Foul coming here on Manny Dixon, though. First foul of the second half. Third on Dixon. And Bauer will come quickly in for Dixon. That Jonathan Dunn layup barely was on the backboard as far as from the right. Dunn shutting down Meyer there on that dribble drive. Blair gets free for three. It's off the back iron, no good. Meyer tips it out. Illikainen has it stripped away by Spate. All by himself, all the way in and lays it in for two. Nice job by Micah Spate, and he takes that one coast to coast. And SNU in double-digit leads for the first time tonight. Entwistle tries baseline. Somehow got that one across to Meyer, and then Blair travels. Not the first time we've seen that puzzled face by Justin Wick tonight. Not necessarily to come to his aid, but that face has been made by the calls of the same official all night as well. Dunn working on the left wing now. Spate with it. Bauer gets it back to Spate. Trapped along the sideline, but gets it back to Dunn. Fires it down low to the baseline to Bauer. Ashton Charles over Illikainen. Oh, just spins out. Good strong move by Charles, but unable to get it to go down. Duluth back the other way, trailing by 11. Entwistle finds Blair on the baseline. Working on Bauer. Poked away, but Rorschach has it. Now Meyer on the left wing. Dumps it down to Illikainen. Working on Charles. Pivots. Left-hand hook shot. Finds the bucket. And Illikainen up to 11 points now. 3 Duluth players in double figures at 11. Spate finds Bauer, top of the key. Thought about the three. Said he'll drive. Put it up off the glass, no good. It's tipped around, and it will be off Bauer last. Out of bounds. Looked like Bauer might have traveled on multiple occasions there, on the pump fake and on the drive into the lane. Ashton Charles will come take a seat, and Josiah Johnson into the game for the first time in the second half. SNU leading by 9 here. They've led by as many as 11 here in the second half. Ticking down toward the under 16 timeout. Jonathan Dunn working hard on Brandon Meyer. Entwistle, he'll pull the trigger for three from the left wing, and it's good. First points of the night for Trevor Entwistle to go along with 2 rebounds and 3 assists. Johnson up top, guarded by Rorschach. Now Dunn on the left wing. Looking for somebody to come help him. Finds Spate. Spate jumped and didn't put the dribble down in time, and that'll take us to a timeout on the turnover. 15:46 to go here in the Sawyer Center. It's SNU 53, Minnesota-Duluth 47 with the basketball when we come back after this. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. SNU leading by 6. After that turnover by Micah Spate, his 6th of the night, 9th for the Crimson Storm. SNU did a great job last weekend, just 9 turnovers per game last week. Meyer quickly spins on Dunn and a little bit too aggressive. Missed the shot hard off the glass, and SNU comes away with the miss. Mo Wilson gets in the paint, goes strong with the left hand and finishes. Mo Wilson having a terrific night tonight, 13 points now to go along with 7 rebounds and 3 assists. Hit whistle looking for Illikainen, and he traveled. A little bit of foot shufflage before he put the ball on the ground. Justin Wick not happy, but from our vantage point right here, that was definitely the right call. 55-47, SNU leading. 9th turnover for the Bulldogs. Josiah Johnson controlling up top, guarded by Rorscheib. And a 5-second call on Josiah Johnson. He did not get rid of the ball in time. His defense didn't look like any of the cuts were open. Still got to move or do something. Freshman mistake there. Duluth coming back the other way here. Dunn doing a nice job on Brandon Meyer in the post. Meyer going baseline on Mike Bauer. Foul coming up on Mike Bauer, and that'll send Brandon Meyer to the foul line for 2 free throws. 3rd foul on Mike Bauer, 2nd team foul on the Crimson Storm. Duluth yet to commit a foul here in the second half. Meyer 0 for 1 from the foul line this evening, hits the first. And an 80% free throw shooter last season. He's got 11 or 12 points now and 5 rebounds. He had 14 double-doubles a year ago. He was the number 5 scorer in the Northern Sun Conference and the number 1 rebounder at 10.5 per game. Hits them both, and it's a 6-point game, 55-49. 14:30 to go here from the Sawyer Center. Season opener for Minnesota-Duluth. 3rd game of the season for the Crimson Storm. Jonathan Dunn fires for 3. It's off the mark, no good. And a foul is going to come on Logan Rorscheib, who's driving Josiah Johnson through the baseline. He's not pleased with it. That's his 3rd foul, first on Duluth. Rorscheib will take a seat. Jack Middleton back into the game. Spate inbounding on the baseline. Gets it in up top to Mulkey. Done with it. Drives baseline 3. Bulldogs converge. And he travels as he was unable to come to a halt. Another turnover for the Crimson Storm. That's number 11. Illikainen up top. Now Blair, guarded by Dunn. Blair puts it up, blocked by Dunn, and a foul. Coming up has got a piece of the arm as well. That'll be the 2nd foul on Jonathan Dunn, 3rd team foul. It'll send Drew Blair to the foul line to cut into this 6-point lead. Blair's 4 of 4 from the charity stripe. 3 of 11 from the field, though. 11 points, 1 of 7 from 3-point range. He's a redshirt freshman, and again, clearly not afraid to pull the trigger. Knocks down the first foul shot, no problem. 1 more upcoming. He goes 2 for 2. It's a 4-point game, 55-51. We're under 14 minutes to go here from the Sawyer Center. Packed house here on homecoming weekend. Dunn goes baseline, shut down, swings it back up top. Barely able to corral that. Dunn pulls the trigger for three over Blair. It's off the back iron, no good. Not a great possession there for the Crimson Storm, and which Adam Bohach frustrated as well. Entwistle, entry pass down low to Meyer. He's got Mo Wilson on him. Pass deflected to Entwistle. He gets it back, fires a three-pointer. It's off the back iron, no good. Meyer tips it, but it's controlled by Spate. Spate's got Johnson in the corner. Instead, leaves it off for the trailing Mo Wilson. Dances across the lane. Now hits Dunn on the cut. Leaves it off for Mulkey. He puts it up with the left hand. It's good. Justin Wick wanted to travel as Mulkey might have shuffled his feet there. Does not get it. Meyer drives by Wilson, stops, gets Mulkey in the air. No call, and Justin Wick's about to lose his mind over there. SNU back the other way. Wilson swings it around to Dunn. Between the legs dribble on Blair. Fade away. It's short, and Middleton has the miss. Jonathan Dunn now 5 of 11 from the field. He just 1 of 4 from three-point range. And a timeout coming from Minnesota-Duluth. And we're going to take timeout too, as this will be extended to a full timeout. 12:27 to go. SNU leading by 6, 57-51. This is SNU basketball. .27 to go at the Sawyer Center. SNU clinging to a 6-point lead, 57-51. Led by as many as 11 here in the second half, but currently lead by 6. SNU 5 of 11 from the field. They've missed all 3 of their three-point attempts. Haven't gone to the foul line yet either. Minnesota-Duluth just 3 of 9 from the field, 1 of 4 from three-point range. They are 4 of 4 from the foul line. Hunter Plowman into the game. Meyer will pull the trigger for 3 over Mo Wilson and knock it down. Hand down, man down for Mo Wilson there, and the lead is just 3 for the Crimson Storm at 57-54. Josiah Johnson will pull the trigger for 3. Missed everything. Jonathan Dunn saves it, but Meyer has it. 5-on-4 here for Duluth. Middleton checked by Johnson. Now Meyer on the left wing, driving baseline and bumped and fouled by Mo Wilson. 4th team foul on the Crimson Storm, 2nd on Morris Wilson. That'll take us to another media timeout. With 11:46 to go, it's now a 3-point game, 57-54, Crimson Storm leading when we come back after this. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. SNU leading by 3, 57-54. Minnesota-Duluth could tie with a three-pointer here on this possession. Alex Illikanen back in for the Bulldogs. Brendan Meyer guarded by Manny Dixon, who has 3 fouls. From the foul line, beautiful shot over Dixon, and he gets it to go, and it's a 1-point game. SNU once led by 11 here in the second half at 53-42. It's a 14-4 run since. Mulkey gets it to Dunn. Back to Mulkey. Spins, finds Bauer. Left wing for 3. It's short. Dixon tips the rebound around, controls it. Illikanen knocks it out of his hands, out of bounds. And SNU will maintain possession with 18 on the shot clock. Good look for Mike Bauer there, unable to knock it down, and good hustle from Manny Dixon with those 3 fouls to get the offensive rebound and give SNU another possession. Spate gets it into Dixon on the right wing. Gives it to Dunn. Extended elbow jumper is short, and Meyer clears. Crimson Storm scoreless over the last 2 minutes. They're one of their last 7 from the field and one of their last 9 from three-point range. And a foul coming up inside on Manny Dixon, trying to deal with Brandon Meyer. That's number 4 on Manny Dixon. That'll be the 5th team foul on the Crimson Storm. Foul stacking up here on SNU in the second half. Just 1 foul on Minnesota-Duluth. They're taking advantage on the defensive end, hedging hard and trying to get the ball out of Micah Spate and Jonathan Dunn's hands. Meyer guarded by Bauer. Pulls up, extended elbow again. It's short, but goes off the rim, off the backboard and in. And Duluth has come all the way back and now lead 58-57. Crimson Storm in need of a bucket here to halt the rally from the Bulldogs. Bauer trying to free up Micah Spate. Bauer, left wing 3. Off the glass and in. That's the second banked 3 for the Crimson Storm tonight, but they'll take them any way possible. And SNU retakes the lead at 60-58. Pass is tipped. Meyer gets it back, creates some space at the foul line. Extended, knocks it down again, and Brandon Meyer getting hot here in the second half, now up to 22 points, 11 here in the first 10 minutes of the second half. Spate working the 2-man game with Mulkey. Corner to Bauer. Bauer hits Dunn. Floater across the lane is good. Nice piece of footwork by Jonathan Dunn. A timeout called by Adam Bohach. We'll keep it right here as it's a 30-second timeout. SNU leading 62-60. Again, Brandon Meyer starting to make things happen here in the second half. Up to 13 points here in the second 20 minutes. Jonathan Dunn with 17. He's 6 of 13 from the field after going 22 of 34 from the field last weekend up in St. Joseph. SNU doing a good job on the glass, though, holding their own against a little bit of a bigger team. Mo Wilson doing a great job inside. 8 rebounds to go along with 3 assists. SNU with 11 assists on their 22 made field goals. So 9:36 to go here in the Sawyer Center. And SNU leading by 2, 62-60. Meyer, Plowman, Illikanen, Blair, and Middleton on the court for Duluth. Spate, Dunn, Bauer, Charles, as Meyer gets in deep, but foul coming on Jonathan Dunn. Duluth wanted a goaltend. Looked like it was a clean block by Jonathan Dunn, but that will be foul number 3 and send Brandon Meyer to the line for 2. Coach Adam Bohach can't believe it. Now this official here on the near sideline has now drawn the ire of both coaches. And we're tied up at 62 as Meyer knocks down both free throws. Spate controlling up top against Hunter Plowman. Now Wilson. Charles underneath. Bumped and fouled by Alex Illikainen. That'll be number 3 on Alex Illikainen. Just the second foul on the Bulldogs here in the second half as Logan Rorscheib checks back in. Drew Blair will take a seat. Rorscheib has not scored tonight. He does have 3 fouls. Spate behind the Charles pick for 3 in the corner. He rattles it in. Micah Spate with his 5th three-pointer of the night. Up to 19 points. And the Crimson Storm lead by 3, 65-62. Illikainen straight away for 3. He answers. Tied at 65. This was a terrific first half. It looked like SNU might have started to pull away early in the second half, but Minnesota-Duluth roared right back. A blocking foul coming on Andrew Plowman. Restricting Micah Spate's movement there. Josiah Johnson back in for Mike Bauer. Looked like a bench warning of sorts has been issued to Minnesota-Duluth. Inbounds pass comes to Spate. Ashton Charles controlling up top. He'll drive. Stop. Gets it back up top to Jonathan Dunn with 10 on the shot clock. Dunn hits Charles at the foul line, and he traveled. It was a good move, but aided by a travel, and we stay knotted at 65. 13th turnover of the game for SNU. Rorscheib on the left wing, guarded by Johnson. Illikainen dumps it down low to Meyer. Jonathan Dunn with 3 fouls, and Meyer shuffled his feet there and traveled. A lot of travels tonight. Inordinate number of travels, I might say, for this level of basketball. Spate goes behind the Charles pick, gets inside of Illikainen, high off the, trying to go with the left hand, it's short. Meyer up ahead of the pack, is bumped and fouled by Mo Wilson. And Brandon Meyer will go to the line for a 1-and-1. That will take us to a timeout on the court. 7:48 to go in this one. We're all knotted up at 65. Good finish coming here at the Sawyer Center, and we'll bring it to you here on the other side. This is SNU basketball. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center, all knotted up at 65. Brandon Meyer back at the foul line for a 1-and-1 opportunity after Mo Wilson's third foul. He knocks down the first, and Duluth has the lead once again. These are foul trips 7 and 8 for the Bulldogs here in the second half. SNU yet to go to the foul line in the second 20 minutes. And Duluth with a 2-point lead after those 2 free throws from Meyer. Meyer up to 26 points and 6 rebounds. Jonathan Dunn working on Jack Middleton. Drives in, cut off. Josiah Johnson for three. It's short. Ashton Charles, a huge offensive rebound. And he'll dribble it back out. Get some space. Backdoor cut. Jonathan Dunn. It's going to be a foul on Brandon Meyer. See if they give him the shot or not. Nope. It'll be on the baseline. So SNU inbounding with a fresh 20 on the shot clock. Third foul on Brandon Meyer. Spate gets it into Dunn. Shut down along the baseline by Middleton. He gets it back up top to Charles. Has to jump to save that. Spate creates some space, pulls up for three. It's off, no good. Meyer tips the rebound over to Rorscheib. Meyer's pass tipped away by Spate and stolen. He'll go all the way in and lay it in for two. And SNU knots it back up at 67. We're under 7 minutes to play here at the Sawyer Center. Meyer up top, got her by Dunn. Dunn with 3 fouls. Middleton, drive and kick to Plowman. Drives baseline. Middleton swings it around. Meyer all the way to the basket, lays it up with the left hand and rolls off, no good. A foul coming up on Mo Wilson. That's going to be number 4 on Mo Wilson, 8th team foul. So two players now with 4 fouls for SNU. Manny Dixon the other. And Mike Bauer will check back in with 3 fouls. Jonathan Dunn also with 3 fouls for the Crimson Storm. One more coming for Meyer. And he knocks it down. 69-67, Duluth leading. Been a terrific matchup between 2 really good teams here. The season opener for the Bulldogs. Again, SNU coming off of last weekend's game in St. Joseph. Josiah Johnson, a 3-pointer from the freshman. Huge moment there. And SNU reclaims a 1-point lead at 70-69. Illikainen dumps it down to Meyer. Faces up on Dunn, leaves it short. Mike Bauer has the miss. Good straight-up defense there from Jonathan Dunn. Spate drives all the way to the basket, off the glass, no good. Johnson battling for the rebound. Rorscheib comes away with it. Entwistle has it. Has a lane, drives, leaves it off for Illikainen, who missed it wild. Illikainen gets the offensive rebound and puts it back in. One-point lead for Duluth as we go back and forth. Johnson, crossover dribble. Kicks, Bauer, right wing, 3. Off the mark, no good. Ashton Charles tracking down the miss. Gets it over to Dunn. Finds space inside, all the way to the basket, lays it up and in! Big play, Jonathan Dunn, and a nice hustle play from Ashton Charles, and SNU back up by 1. Timeout, Duluth. Full timeout here. We'll take it with them. 5:07 to go at the Sawyer Center. SNU leading by 1, 72-71. We will be right back after this. Welcome back. SNU clinging to a 1-point lead, 72-71 over Minnesota-Duluth. Jonathan Dunn with a layup there to give him 19 points. He's 7 of 14 from the field. Micah Spate leading the Storm with 21. Brandon Meyer leading all scorers with 28. Illikainen, guarded by Bauer, starts the back down. Drop step, and nice left hand off the glass is good. And back and forth we go on the teeter-totter again. Bauer bumped by Rorshive, no call there. Dunn, doubled up top, finds some space, finds himself wide open for three, left it short. Duluth dodged a bullet there. You're not going to get away with leaving Jonathan Dunn wide open at the top of the key very often, but they did there. Micah Spate, another steal and a foul on Meyer. That's number 4 on Brandon Meyer. Just the 15th foul on Duluth still, but a huge call there. And Micah Spate making his presence felt. That's his 3rd steal of the evening. Josiah Johnson checks out. Manny Dixon back in with those 4 personal fouls. SNU trailing by 1. 4:20 to go in this one. Pass comes into Spate. He'll work against Trevor Entwistle. Dunn drives right around Blair and finishes with the left hand. Not a chance for Drew Blair right there. And SNU back up by 1. 26 leads apiece. Illikainen inside, and he gets it to go over Bauer. Illikainen now with 20 points tonight. Transfer from Wisconsin has been fantastic for the Bulldogs. Entwistle strips that one away from behind from Spate, and he goes in and lays it in for 2. And now a 3-point lead for Minnesota-Duluth. Timeout SNU, 3:25 to go. We'll take timeout too. 77-74. Minnesota-Duluth leading here at the Sawyer Center. We'll be back right after this on the SNU Video Network. .325 to go in Bethany. SNU trailing by 3 with the basketball. Mo Wilson back in for the Crimson Storm. 4 fouls for him, 4 fouls for Manny Dixon, 3 each for Bauer and Dunn. But 4 fouls on Brandon Meyer as well for the Bulldogs. Dunn driving to the basket, shut off. Finds Dixon, gets inside on Illikainen, left it short. Offensive rebound, puts it back up, off the back of the iron, no good, but he'll go to the line for 2. Foul is going to be on number 22, Drew Blair. Manny Dixon hits the first free throw. Last foul on Blair, his second. That does put SNU in the bonus the next time down. Dixon knocks down both free throws, and it's a 1-point game. Brady Mulkey checking in for Mike Bauer. 3:09 to go, SNU trailing by 1. Gonna have a tight finish here at the Sawyer Center. SNU already battle tested in this early going. Let's see what they do here. Entwistle drives. Strong off with the left hand. Rebound battled for. Manny Dixon has it. And a foul coming up on Logan Rorscheib. That's number 4 on Rorscheib, and that will send Manny Dixon to the foul line for a 1-and-1 opportunity. Good defense on that last possession for SNU, especially getting that loose ball. And a 1-and-1 for Dixon. First one rattles in and out, no good. And Duluth comes away with it. 2:40 to go in Bethany. It's been a tremendous game tonight. Brandon Meyer using the screen from Illikainen. Dumps it back out. Illikainen pulls the trigger for 3. It's off the mark, no good. Morris Wilson has the miss. And SNU can take the lead with a field goal here on this possession. Dunn working down to the right corner. Shut off on the baseline. Gives it up for Wilson. Thought he was going to hit some contact. Lost his balance and left the layup short. And SNU still trails by 1 as we're under 2 minutes to go. Illikainen. Looked like Dunn got away with a bit of a bump there, but he came up with the steal anyway. Dunn holding up top, 1:40 to go. The senior runs through Drew Blair. No call either way, and Dunn hits the jumper. Tons of contact. Can't believe there wasn't a call one way or another. And SNU has the lead, 1.5 minutes to go, 78-77. Spate pestering Entwistle. Entwistle drives all the way over Mulkey. It rolls off, no good, and Morris Wilson has the miss. Probably not the shot Duluth was looking for there. But SNU looking to extend a 1-point lead, 78-77. We're at a minute to go here in Bethany. Dunn around the Mulkey pick. Looking for some space. Drives, elbow, knocked away by Blair. And a foul coming on Jonathan Dunn. That's going to be his 4th, and that will send Drew Blair to the line for 2 free throws with 52.6 seconds to go. Drew Blair 6 for 6 at the line this evening. 2 massive free throws here for the redshirt freshman. Mulkey out, Mike Bauer in. It's a 1-and-1 opportunity, my correction. And he knocks down the first to tie us at 78. One more coming. Second one's good, and Duluth has a 1-point lead again. 52.5 seconds to go. SNU down by 1. Dixon now Dunn up top. Bauer with it. Gets it back to Jonathan Dunn. Gets inside of Blair. Baseline, Mo Wilson. He's fouled by Illikainen, left the layup short. And Mo Wilson will go to the line for 2 free throws. 4th foul on Alex Illikainen. Wilson 2 for 2 at the line tonight. He's got a double-double, 13 points, 10 rebounds. First one is true, and it knots the score at 79. High drama here at the Sawyer Center. Home opener for the Crimson Storm, season opener for the Bulldogs. Picked to win the North Division in the Northern Sun Conference this season. Second one by Oh. Second free throw is no good. And a foul on Manny Dixon. That's going to be number 5, and it's going to send Brandon Meyer to the free throw line for 2 free throws with 35 seconds to go. A quick break here while substitutions are made for SNU. Mulkey back out. Ashton Charles and Josiah Johnson back on the floor for the Crimson Storm. And Duluth suddenly in a position of strength here with 35 seconds to go. And Brandon Meyer, 2 free throws upcoming. He's 8 for 9 from the line tonight. 28 points and 10 rebounds. For the Northern Sun preseason player of the year. Left the first one short. One more coming for Meyer. SNU students on either end making some noise. Almost left that one short, but still only made 1 of 2. 35 seconds to go. Crimson Storm down by 1, 80-79. Spate drives in, pivots, gets underneath, puts it up and in. Timeout Crimson Storm. SNU leading by 1, 81-80 with 30 seconds to go. SNU trying to get the quick 2-for-1 situation there, at least as close to it as possible. Be a full timeout here. We'll take timeout 2. 30 seconds to go. A thriller in Bethany. 81-80 Crimson Storm lead this, trying to hold on. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. 30 seconds to go. SNU leading by 1, 81-80, courtesy of a layup by Micah Spate. And here we go. Duluth quickly up the court. Illikainen. Entwistle wide open for 3, and he knocks it down with 20 seconds to go. Timeout Duluth. Bit of a defensive breakdown for the Crimson Storm. Left Trevor Entwistle wide open, and the senior delivered. Eight points. Now for Entwistle, none bigger than that three-pointer right there. It's 83-81. So plenty of time, 20 seconds to go for the Crimson Storm to knot this one up or take the lead with a 3 of their own. You'll wonder if they go quickly or take their time here and play for a final shot. Probably whatever comes open first. Duluth will extend some full court pressure to get the clock running quickly. Wilson will inbound. All the SNU guards in the backcourt with him. Spate will pick it up and push tempo. Backdoor cut for Dunn. Puts it off the glass and in, and we're tied. 14 seconds to go. Entwistle drives by Spate, puts it up, blocked by Wilson. Spate with 3. Spate lost it by Meyer. And we're going to overtime. Micah Spate trying to shovel it ahead to Jonathan Dunn. Lost the ball, and he's despondent over there. Assistant Coach Ryan Mahoney over there to pick him up. But we're going to overtime here at Sawyer. Tied at 83. What a wild finish there to regulation. Mo Wilson with a tremendous defensive play. A crazy block on Entwistle's drive. Spate looked like he had some space up ahead, but was unable to make a clear decision. Looked like he was trying to decide between shoveling it ahead to Jonathan Dunn or taking it himself. But either way, we've got bonus basketball here at the Sawyer Center. And this has been an absolutely tremendous game. 32 leads per team. It has been back and forth all night long. SNU led by as many as 11 with 17 minutes to go here in the second half. But Minnesota-Duluth was able to chip away over the next several minutes and knot the score and eventually take the lead again. Foul situation for both teams, not too terrible. Jonathan Dunn and Mo Wilson each with 4. Micah Spade has 0, actually. Mike Bauer with 3. Rorscheib, Brandon Meyer, and Alex Illikainen each with 4 for Duluth. Mike Bauer, Josiah Johnson starting the second half, starting the overtime period as Meyer wins the tip. 5 more minutes of basketball here. Rorscheib has it. Entry to Illikainen, guarded by Mike Bauer. Illikainen, drop step. Offensive foul, Alex Illikainen, and that's number 5. Got him with the hook. And that's going to do it for the Wisconsin transfer. Huge development here as the Bulldogs' best post player and rim protector goes by the wayside. So the Crimson Storm will work it back the other way. Mo Wilson called for steps. 16 turnovers for the Crimson Storm this evening. 23 points off those 16 turnovers so far for the Bulldogs. Entwistle. It's been aggressive in the second half. Meyer. Dunn was straight up. Meyer lost it. Duluth bench and fans wanted a foul there. Spate. Guarded by Jack Middleton. Crossover. Hesitation. Gets in. Lets him fly by off the glass and good. Micah Spate goes high off the glass over Brandon Meyer, and SNU leads 85-83, a minute gone by. Entwistle gets free, goes down the lane. Drew Blair, wide open 3, in and out, no good. Josiah Johnson high for the rebound, and he's fouled. We'll see who this is on. If that's on Meyer, that's his 5th. And it is. Brandon Meyer has fouled out of this one. Another huge development here as Duluth has quickly lost their inside presence and best player in the span of 2 possessions. And Josiah Johnson, the freshman from Big Sandy, Texas, at the line for 2 free throws, looking to extend a 2-point lead. Knocks down the first one. One more upcoming. And he hit them both. Great showing there from the freshman, and SNU leads by 4. 3:45 to go. Where will Duluth go with this basketball? Middleton probing on Mo Wilson. Step back, denied. Rorschach, kick, Blair. Drives in, wild shot off the glass and good with the left hand. They're going to get Josiah Johnson with the foul there. Drew Blair back to the foul line where he has made a living tonight, 8 of 8 from the foul line. And he's good with that one, and it's a 1-point game again. SNU still in front. 17 for Drew Blair. Wilson looking for Spate. Spate has it now. Wilson, open, left corner, 3, long. Jonathan Dunn, high for the rebound, and SNU resets with a fresh 20. Wilson has it ripped away by Blair. Is just unaware there. Entwistle has it. Under 3 minutes to go in overtime. Drew Blair guarded by Dunn. Dunn has 4. Drives into him. Off the glass too hard. And over the back coming on Olsjay. And that will send Mike Bauer will be the fouled party, and he will go to the line. He's 1 of 2 there tonight. That's number 3 on Olsjay. Mike Bauer with 2 shots here. He's off to the left with the first one. One more upcoming for the freshman from the Netherlands. And he gets that one to go. It's a 2-point game. 88-86, SNU leading this one. It's been a doozy. Homecoming weekend, packed house. Just the perfect setup. Olsjay gets in deep. Kick in the corner. Middleton open for 3. Rattles it home. And Duluth just will not go away. Lost their 2 best players arguably in overtime due to fouls. But they lead by 1, 89-88. Josiah Johnson controlling up top. Jonathan Dunn with it now. Working on Blair. And an offensive foul on Jonathan Dunn. And that's number 5 on the senior. Drew Blair had good position. It looked like a flop from this angle. So that'll be it for Jonathan Dunn. Dunn finishes this one with 25. 10 of 18 from the field, just 1 of 5 from 3-point range. And SNU will have to win this one without him. Ashton Charles into the game now for the Crimson Storm, along with Bauer, Johnson, Spate, and Wilson. Middleton. Now Rorschach. And an offensive foul on Olsjay. Looked like he was not set on that screen. And that's number 4 on Yalim Olsjay. So SNU trailing by 1. Less than 2 minutes to go. Can Micah Spate be the hero here? Floater in the lane. Blocked by Olsjay, but contact with the hip is going to be the call. Justin Wick wanting the block. And that's Olsjay's 5th foul, and he will take a seat. And Micah Spate will go to the line for 2 after this brief break to get another player in. So Charles Goris back in the game for Duluth. Don't believe he's been in the game at all here in the second half. Micah Spate to the line for 2. Just 2 free throw attempts this evening for him. He's got 25 points. First one is up and in and out, no good. One more coming for the senior. And he knocks that one down, and we're tied at 89. A minute 40 to go. Due to fouls, an interesting collection of players on the court both ways. Entwistle. Blair wide open for 3. Instead tries to drive. Finds Rorschach. Finds space for 3, and he knocked it down. The senior's first points of the game gives Duluth a 3-point lead. Johnson drives. Kick. Mo Wilson to answer. Short, no good, and Entwistle has the miss. 1 minute to go. Duluth with a 3-point lead. SNU needing a defensive stop here. Johnson switches onto Entwistle. Spate guarding Blair. Blair gets the switch onto Bauer. 4 on the shot clock. Blair hoists up a 3. It's well short. Bauer has the miss. Spate with 35 seconds ahead. Hesitates. Goes high on the floater. No good. Players everywhere for the rebound. And the foul is going to be on Goris. It'll send Mo Wilson to the line for 2 with 27.8 seconds to go. SNU will have to foul after this to extend the game. Wilson hits the first. Goris is 1 for 2 from the line, and Drew Blair is 9 for 9 at the line. The other 3 players on the court for Duluth have not attempted a free throw tonight. Wilson in and out of the second one. Bauer, the offensive miss. Oh no, they're calling an offensive foul. The foul is going on Ashton Charles. That's his second, but it's going to send Drew Blair to the line for 2 free throws with 27 seconds to go. Blair went flying out of the lane, and he's in and out on the first free throw. One more coming for the redshirt freshman. That's his first miss at the line tonight. SNU still down 2 with 27 seconds to go. Blair is true on the second one. Spate quickly up the court the other way. Splits defenders. Spins. Missed it wildly. Goris the miss. SNU has to foul. And a foul coming on Entwistle. And Minnesota-Duluth now with a chance to ice this one at the foul line. Up 93-90 with 17.5 seconds to go. Entwistle, an 86% free throw shooter a season ago, misses that one very long. One more coming for the senior from Neenah, Wisconsin. And he's true on that one. SNU down 2 possessions here. Spate, quickly. Charles, quick trigger for 3 from the corner. It's good! Ashton Charles with the perfect time for his first 3-pointer of the evening. And it's a 1-point game again with 12 seconds to go. What a game here. SNU still needing to foul to extend this game with 11.8 seconds to go, but certainly a lot more feasible a possibility after that three-pointer from Ashton Charles. Five players have fouled out tonight, 3 for the Bulldogs, 2 for the Crimson Storm. Jonathan Dunn and Brandon Meyer being the biggest names, arguably the 2 best players in this game, both fouling out for their respective teams in overtime. So 94-93, Duluth leading by 1. 11.8 seconds to go in overtime. Entwistle gets it into Middleton. And a foul quickly coming there. Just 1 second off the clock. And 2 shots coming for Jack Middleton, the true freshman. He's 3 for 6 from three-point range tonight, 9 points. These are his first foul attempts of the season, of his career. And the freshman left that woefully short. One more coming. SNU got to be strong on the box out here. He knocks that one down. It's a 2-point game. 95-93, 10 seconds. Spate drives all the way. Stop. Charles will hoist up a deep three. It's off the back iron, no good. Spate with a three for the win. In and out, no good. Mike Bauer tips it in, and we're tied. More basketball in Sawyer. Mike Bauer got the miss off the Micah Spade three and tipped it in at the buzzer, and we're going to another overtime. Unbelievable game here in Sawyer. Just doesn't want to end. What an absolute incredible game. We've got another 5 minutes, and now the fact that 5 players have fouled out is even more important here. So again, assessing the situation. We're tied at 95 and doing this all over again. Mike Bauer, the true freshman from Rotterdam in the Netherlands, tips home the Micah Spate three-point miss at the buzzer to give SNU an improbable tie and get us to a second overtime period. What a game, what an atmosphere, what a perfect start to homecoming weekend here in Bethany. If the whole weekend is this good, everyone's going to go home happy. We'll jump center once again for the third time tonight. Just a reminder, both of these teams have to play again tomorrow. Duluth at 3:30 against Southeastern, who defeated Northern State earlier this afternoon, and SNU with the 5:30 game against Northern State. Goris wins the tip, and it's 0-0 all over again. Blair, guarded by Bauer now. Drives, kick, and whistle in the corner. Now he's matched up with Bauer. Drives in, leaves it off for Goris, shut off by Johnson. Tries to go high, knocked around. Charles has the miss. And a silly foul by Trevor Entwistle, reaching around Ashton Charles. Second foul on Entwistle, And that'll send Ashton Charles to the line for 2 free throws. Logan Rorscheib has 4 fouls, and Mo Wilson has 4 fouls. And those are really the only 2 in serious foul trouble right now as Ashton Charles knocks down the first free throw. Mike Bauer and Josiah Johnson each with 3 for SNU. Micah Spate still doesn't have a single foul in this one. Ashton Charles short with that one. Jack Middleton grabs the miss. So 96-95, SNU leading, 4.5 minutes to go in the second overtime tonight. Rorscheib trying to get past Ashton Charles. He drives in, finishes with the left hand that crawls in. Long lead pass up ahead, Josiah Johnson. Spate steps into a long 3. It's off the back iron, no good. Spate now 5 of 10 from 3. And I'm not sure what was just called here. Official explaining something to head coach Adam Bohach. Official over at the scores table getting an explanation from our official scorer. And a coach's warning has been issued. I'm not sure who that was on. Either way, it was a warning. Duluth leads by 1, 4 minutes to go. Drew Blair, guarded by Bauer. Entwistle thought about a deep 3. He'll take a 3 over Mo Wilson. It's no good. Middleton comes down with the offensive rebound. Blair back out for 3. It's good. Drew Blair hit his first 3 back early in the first half and promptly missed his next 8 before that 3-pointer. And it's 100-96. Pass deflected, but Micah Spate gets it back. Gives it to Wilson. Steps inside of Goris and finishes with the left hand. 2-point game again. Blair on the right wing, guarded by Bauer. Rorscheib behind the pick for 3. Knocks it down. And it's a 5-point lead for Duluth. And an offensive foul coming on Ashton Charles as Rorscheib got underneath of Charles, and Charles was called for pushing him out of the way. Charles needs to be careful there. Quentin Coleman into the game for Ashton Charles. 5-point lead for Duluth, 2:48 to go. That was the 3rd foul on Ashton Charles. Entwistle up the sideline, guarded by Spate. Gets inside, kick, Middleton, another 3-pointer. It's good! And Duluth is raining 3s here in the second overtime and has an 8-point lead. 106-98 with 2.5 minutes to go. They're now 3 of 4 from 3-point range here in this second overtime period. They hit 8 in regulation, 2 in the first overtime, but now 3 in the second overtime, and it's a 106-98 lead for the Bulldogs with 2.5 minutes to go here in the second overtime period. It's an 11-2 run over the last 2 minutes for the Bulldogs, and SNU one of their last 8 from 3-point range. They're now 10 of 30 from deep. Micah Spate has 5 of them. He's missed his last 3. Mo Wilson 1 of 5. Ashton Charles 1 of 4. The one was huge. Spate working on Entwistle. Spate going to need to be big and also trust his teammates here. Spate catches the low pass. Effectively double team, gets inside, and he's fouled. That's going on Rorscheib, and that's number 5 on Logan Rorscheib. Five fouls on Logan Rorscheib. So the 5th foul on Rorscheib is going to give us a quick break. Rorscheib thought it was only his 4th, but he will head out. The 4th Duluth player to foul out. Hunter Plowman in. Micah Spade at the foul line for 2 free throws. Hits the first. One more coming with 2:15 to go. SNU needing to dig deep. Long on the second one, and Goris has the miss. SNU down by 7 with 2:15 to go in double overtime. A block by Mo Wilson got us to the first overtime. A last-second tip-in by Mike Bauer got us to the second overtime. Drew Blair, one-on-one, fadeaway, missed it. Johnson has the miss. Gets it over to Spate with 1:48 to go. Spate drives right by Goris all the way to the basket. No basket, but he'll go to the line for 2 on the foul by Charles Goris. Spate just 4 of 6 at the foul line tonight, needing these 2 in a desperate way for the Crimson Storm, who trail 106-99 with 143 rather, to go in this one. First one's up and perfect. Spate now at 28 points, 7 assists, 3 steals, 5 rebounds. Goes 2 for 2, and it's a 5-point game again. SNU again needing defensive stops here. And a little bit of help. Blair now matched up with Quentin Coleman. Gets inside, puts up the shot, and it's good. Timeout Duluth, 30-second timeout, will keep it here. Drew Blair, the redshirt freshman, has been huge all night. He's just 6 of 19 from the field, but 10 of 11 from the foul line, and he has been there when Duluth absolutely needed offense, and he has gotten the job done for the Bulldogs tonight. So SNU down 7, a minute 25 to go. Needing points, needing them quickly, and needing stops, and needing them equally as quickly. Duluth already with 13 points here in the second half, or excuse me, the second overtime period. They had 12 all in the first one. Spate will let this one bounce up and pick it up. 7-point lead for Duluth. Spate gets inside, high off the glass with the left hand. A lot of contact, no call. And SNU needing to foul to extend this one. Entwistle working on Coleman. Blair with it now. Coleman guarding him. We're nearing a minute, and there's a foul on Quentin Coleman. And Drew Blair going to the line to possibly ice this one for the Bulldogs. Second foul on Quentin Coleman. One more coming for Blair, and he knocks them both down. It's a 9-point game with 1:05 to go. Ashton Charles back in for the Crimson Storm. Bauer gets it into Spate. SNU's got to hurry. Spate waiting on some picks. Johnson drives on Middleton, and a foul coming on Jack Middleton. SNU not quite dead yet. Now this is going to be a very long final minute both ways. Johnson at the line for 2. First one is good. One more coming for the freshman from Big Sandy, Texas. Left that one short. And guess who? Drew Blair has the miss. SNU needing to foul. And a kick ball coming. Quentin Coleman back in for Mike Bauer. 52.8 seconds to go. SNU needing to force a turnover here. Comes into Blair and a quick foul. Blair will go to the other end where he is 12 of 13 at the foul line tonight. Looking to extend an 8-point lead with 51.7 seconds remaining. Rattles the first one in. And one more coming. Missed that one off the rim, and Spate quickly the other way. 9-point game, 50 seconds to go. Spate pulls up for 3. It's short off the mark. And Milt Wilson on the inside gets the tip in and the foul. So Mo Wilson going to the line. The foul was on Blair, his third. Wilson looking to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. Wilson is good on that free throw. Quentin Coleman back in for quickness and fouling purposes. Entwistle gets free. Spate fouls Entwistle with 41.6 seconds to go, and after 49 minutes of game action, Micah Spate has finally picked up his first foul, incredibly. So Entwistle at the line for 2. He's 1 for 2 there this evening. Knocks down the first one, no problem. Bauer back in for Quentin Coleman. Entwistle got them both. Spate quickly back the other way. 40 seconds to go. Trying to create some space. Bauer gets free for 3. He airballed that one. Wilson, the offensive miss, puts it back up and in with 32 seconds to go. Plowman gets it to Blair, and he's grabbed by Spate. 6-point lead, 30 seconds to go. This is going to take an eternity. Blair, 13 of 15. SNU still just slowly whittling away, but needing some free throw misses from the Bulldogs, and they're just not happening. Now 29 of 36 from the foul line are the Bulldogs tonight. Blair knocks down both. Lead back to 8 with 30 seconds to go. Spate goes all the way to the basket, lays it up and in. Plowman finds Goris leaking out. He's going to run around, grabbed by Bauer. Charles Goris, 1 for 2 at the line tonight. It's number 4 on Mike Bauer. 22.8 seconds to go. It's a 6-point game. SNU needing some free throw misses here. Goris off to the right with that one. Quentin Coleman back in for Bauer. SNU needing more misses here. Goris missed them both. Wilson has the miss. Spate quickly the other way. Trying to get space for three. Coleman will try a three. It's off the mark, no good. Tipped around, controlled Ashton Charles. He'll take a long three and airmail it. And it hits the end line and goes out of bounds, and that should just about do it. With 7.7 seconds to go, SNU trailing by 6. Middleton has it poked away. Coleman fires up a three. Off the mark, no good. And that's how it's going to end. Minnesota-Duluth comes into Bethany and walks out a double overtime winner. 115-109, the final score here in Bethany. We'll take timeout. When we come back, we'll have head coach Adam Bohach and wrap up this evening's game, the first of the SNU Invitational for the Crimson Storm. We'll be back after this. And we're joined now by head coach Adam Bohonch discussing SNU's 115-109 double overtime loss. And, Coach, a thrilling game, but one unfortunately didn't come out on the strong end of.
Yeah, we didn't do enough things well, Luke. Credit Minnesota-Duluth. They took it to us in lots of different ways, executed way better than us, way stronger with the basketball, and they were the more together and tougher group tonight.
A lot of resilience getting the game to overtime and even that second overtime. Did you like the fight you saw from your guys down the stretch there?
Yeah, I think a little bit of that is, phony and fool's gold. The fight is right from the jump, and the fight is doing things the right way and playing together on both ends of the ball and being stronger with the basketball. And those were areas that we weren't good enough tonight. And so over the course of 40 minutes, that's going to catch up and get you. And we were playing with fire the first half, and then somehow right there at the end of the half got a little separation and thought maybe we'd get our footing. The homecoming crowd will do some goofy things to you. Super crowd, great support. Thankful for all the folks out here tonight. But I thought it got us, for whatever reason, a little outside of ourselves and playing in ways and trying to do things that we're just not. That's not us, and that's not who we are or who we're going to be. And boy, that's not a good way to live and a good way to try to play. And in the second half, again, Duluth was much better than us.
Something that you came out of the weekend with a little bit on the short end on the rebounding side last weekend in St. Joseph. You guys actually won the rebounding battle tonight, 17 offensive rebounds. How was that performance improved from last week in your mind?
Yeah, it's hard to judge it by that number, Luke. Again, we didn't guard them very well, so there's not just a ton of offensive rebounds for them to get. And so, at half, I think the rebounding, we were at like 62.5% on the defensive glass, which means they're at 38, and that's way too high. And, the second half, they shot much better from the floor, and felt like they spent the whole second half at the free throw line. There's not going to be any rebounds when that's the case.
Another quick turnaround for you guys with a really good Northern State team. What challenges do they pose for your team tomorrow?
A lot, and they're really, really good and have some really good players. But we have to get better, Luke. We have to play a better brand of basketball. That's not a winning brand that we tried to play tonight, and so that's what we got to get cleaned up for tomorrow, and that's before we can worry anything about a really good Northern State team.
Coach, thanks for your time, and we'll see you here tomorrow. SNU tipping off with Northern State tomorrow evening at 5:30 right here in the Sawyer Center and right here on the SNU Athletics YouTube page. We will have full coverage of that game and Southeastern Minnesota-Duluth at 3:30 tomorrow. We'll see you back here at the Sawyer Center tomorrow afternoon.